Woo, what's good, motherfuckers? The Worm, son! And, so I'm usually a day late and a dollar short when it comes to, voicing opinions on stupid bullshit, but I had just got around to watching the Gillette, Toxic Masculinity commercial, and as opposed to the whole commercial being a giant contradiction of itself by, being like the best a man can get, not, saying the best a person can get, and specifically, like, focusing on male bodies. What if men identify as women? But that's a whole nother conversation in that commercial. But their big thing is being like, first of all, it's a fucking razor company. Like they're on a thin line here. Just guys are who buy their nobody sitting around, stroking their fucking wiener to some, I don't know, getting off on some psycho fucking shit is gonna be like, oh shit, like, guess I've been doing this wrong the whole time. No, they're probably just gonna go with the Dollar Shave Club, so you probably just endorse them a 100-fold Gillette, so that is what it is. But the subject of the toxic masculinity that they're getting at, for those kids out there and whatnot that watch this stuff, toxic masculinity is pretty much saying that, a lot of the stuff that guys do regularly is being viewed as bad. Now, like guys acting like, women are beneath them, that's real toxic masculinity. But, to act like, shit guys do by, like, running our mouths to each other or roughhousing, that's not toxic masculinity. That's just, little pussies being little pussies. But, oh, look at, I fucking smoked them too. Look, if only I can heal. If only I can heal. He got me. But Gillette is making a commercial saying that, every instance of toxic masculinity is a horrible thing. Whereas I don't agree with toxic masculinity, and I don't, go off on promoting it, but I will say that it's not entirely bad in the way they put it out, because I actually grew from toxic masculinity in case in point. I learned that toxic masculinity was a thing, right off the bat when it came to how vile the internet is. Now, guys and girls on there, but I'll even just point out guys here. Guys are very vile on the internet. I learned this from the age of, whenever the fuck I went on Ventrilo for the first time. I don't even think Vent's a really popular thing anymore, but I was playing World of Warcraft and I was on Vent. And if you guys think I have a light voice now, you should have heard me when I was fucking 14, 15 years old. It was ridiculously light. I sound like a girl in person. I still sound like a girl. And you guys are going to be like, that's toxic masculinity right there. No, it's the fucking truth. I have a very light voice, and girls tend to have light voice. Anyway, so I was on Vent, and I was a very quiet kid, straight A's and stuff like that, but I was playing World of Warcraft, and I knew that I was not going to get these savages respect. I listened to them before I dare turn the mic on, and I used to think, like, wow, the internet is a savage place. I also, was always on 4chan and Reddit and all that stuff. So, like, it's not like I didn't know it, but you hearing somebody rip you apart as opposed to watching them typing is, you pick on whatever voice you want, or you pick up whatever voice you want, but when you're, speaking, you gotta speak, unless you have a masker, and I was like, nah, it's a little bitch move. So, I knew that there were some deep-voiced, quick-witted motherfuckers at the end of these microphones, and I needed to, hang in there, or I was gonna get eaten the fuck up. So, instead of being a little bitch, I sucked it up. It was like that, the defining moment of, like, this, people are gonna be like, this is not the equivalent, but, like, when kids are like, oh, I'm gonna do wrestling, and they go out there and they fucking realize they're dominating at it, but they were, a little worried at first. When I got on Vent, the only instances I had of even being a quick talker were just listening to old stand-up comedies and, Eddie Murphy Raw and shit like that, and people are saying Eddie Murphy was toxically masculine or whatever. So it's crazy of all this bullshit that's going out there right now. But back on track, people being like, oh, it's I learned from it, and it's instead of completely nullifying something out, you should learn from it and take it for what it is. A lot of the time it's just fucking sarcasm anyway, but that toxically masculine shit of people like, oh, case in point, I learned from it and I had to climb that bridge and get the fuck over it, and that's truth. And people are always like, oh, but Worm, you still gotta live. Yeah, I know, motherfucker, but you know what, I learned to deal with it, and It's getting through shit. It's these pussy ass Gillette putting shit out and being like, oh, we need to erase and blah, blah, blah. No, you need to fucking buck up and get your stripes, motherfuckers, okay? You need to get your stripes. If that's not your thing, that's not your thing. Find out what you're good at. But when it comes to toxic masculinity, generally, it feels so much better to beat someone at their own game and learn from something instead of it not being in there. It's kind of like, wouldn't you rather be that person in society who can fend off somebody if they decided to try to come and kill you, rather sitting there being like, well, I'm sure glad laws are in place because if they weren't, I would be dead. No, be that motherfucker that you can defend yourself in a society even if there are no laws. That's the message I'm trying to convey here. Just quit being a little bitch about things and be like, well, have other people solve problems. It's, like I said, if laws were in place, would you still be here? Is that the person you want to be? I don't know. But that Gillette shit can suck my balls. That's what I derived from it. Anyway, I went like, I don't know, 26 and 7 on this. Make them suck your nuts, guys. That's the moral of this story. And you don't have to take that masculine or not, but I mean, if you're making someone suck your nuts, I guess that is a masculine thing, toxically. So, don't do that. Anyway, it's been the Worm, son.